The sequel, on the other hand, is much superior to the other game. Here I have the disc in, and I'm putting it in right now. Now, unlike the first game, you're not required to use a nunchuck. And right here it says hold the Wii Remote sideways. That will save you quite some money right there. Because I have 4 nunchucks and I had to buy an extra 2. I got a second one for Christmas.
Hello America, we are back and ready for an all-new episode of Wipeout.
Oh yes we are, because this is the sequel. Turn it up. Now, here we have practice mode, but I'm not going to do that because the game already...
Contestants who are showing no fear for the chance of winning $50,000.
Now here, we have a selection of characters. And... much easier to select a character this time. I'm going to be using John Anderson because I don't have John Henson or Joe Wagner yet. And check it out, Santa Claus is here to make all the kiddies really joyful. Dinky Ape, no, I'm using John Anderson.
They'll try to conquer
and
the largest, most insane obstacle course ever assembled by man.
Yep. Now, if you're going to be doing the winter episodes first, I may just want to point out, enter at your own risks. It is really hard to do. I highly recommend doing the summer episodes first. And now, for starters, I'm going to be doing episode 1. But the first thing that I have to criticize about the game, however, is the graphics. And we'll get to those in a bit.
Welcome to Wipeout, everyone. Alright, let's see what the qualifier's looking like for our contestants. This is an easy one. Should be a walk in the park for him, Johnny.
Okay, maybe not too bad, but...
smacking and sweeping? Oh,
they still couldn't prove those. And here you see those gold rings. Yeah, but they're much easier.
Nothing left to say, except thank you.
Thank you for making it easier.
Dishing out wipeouts, I can really believe it. Let's see what Joe Wagner's up to down on the course.
So I've got our own John Anderson here with me. He says 4 eyes are better than 2. But our course is hoping to make him see double. Ready to play? Jump up.
Alright. If John Henson were here, I would use him, but one thing I should actually note is that the control's a little more sensitive. But I don't have a problem with that, but here's a bit of a problem I have. You jump like you're on the goddamn moon, and it defies the physics a bit. I don't have a problem with that. It makes jumping easier. And look how much trouble I have here compared to the other game. Here you have much more ability to control yourself in midair.
Those are some hungry big balls, Johnny.
There we go. I only did it in 2 tries. That's how much less trouble I'm having here.
No, sir.
And now here you have a little more reaction time to which fist is going to come out. I wasn't able to show you in the other games. I was too busy ranting about the big balls.
Say that? Either that or you're having some serious virtual deja vu.
Alright, I'm almost there. Okay, now even though this game is definitely not as bad as the first game was. Oh, forgot I had to balance the Wii Remote. Even though this game isn't as bad, nowhere as bad as the first game was, it sure is a hell of a lot harder. I should tell you that. Oh, yeah, it isn't too hard here, but once you enter the winter episodes, you better watch out. Now, another thing I should point out here is, unlike the first game, there's no difficulty selection. Now, I don't have a problem with that because the winter episodes are already hard by themselves.
Grab the ring. The more Congratulations on a great time on the course.
155.
Thanks. A little something I like to call nailing it.
Yep, he did that alright. I should tell you that. Now, last time I played this, I had Joe Wagner, John Henson, and Matt Kunitz. He's the producer of the show. I wonder if that was just pure luck. It probably was, but back to this.
Next we bring you the Eliminator round.
Yep, the Eliminator round is coming up next. And I'd say it would be much more
Say hello
fair.
to the dreaded sweeper. Yeah, bad for them. Great for us.
Much more enthusiastic
And the
this
third
time.
member of our team, Joe Wagner, is down on the sideline.
When you're ready to start, jump.
Unfortunately, there's only one variety. This part is much harder. Wow, I've never done this good. I've never done that well before. It's because I discovered the low jump. There we go. I got on there much longer than everybody else did. And since there aren't as many obstacle descriptions, it makes the game go by a lot faster, actually. So,
Bruce Ball has for our players. Kid
Yeah.
stuff, Johnny, kid stuff. Just like baseball, Bruce Ball has 4 bases. Contestants must pass each base and make it to home plate in order to win. They must run down the first base line, pass the mound, and make it to first base. All the while, though, they have
oh, sorry about that. I forgot it was recording.
Once safely on the base, they'll have to make it to second along our bouncing base path.
Now, one thing you should actually notice is that the scale is really messed up. I should have mentioned that right at the beginning, but to be honest, I really don't mind the bad because it actually makes it easier to identify. And if it were 3D, it would definitely be as bad as the first game was. I wasn't able to show you the sweep around. Well, the other sweep around for extreme mode. And boy, is it extreme mode. Because you can't angle the camera. I wasn't able to show you.
To get to third,
I'll leave that to
they
you
must
for you to
walk down the
discover.
slide walk. And to score a run, they have to dive head first and touch home plate.
It's really
Let's check
easy.
in with the third member of our team, Joe Wagner.
Ready to play? Jump up.
This is really easy. Huh. No. Oh. Come on, quit putting me in a bad spot. Thank you. That's the problem with this. That's what makes the game a bit harder. Ugh. Alright, made it. Oh, this game is so much better. Wow, I actually not know you could duck under that thing.
Johnny, Riggs. What's this? Anderson turns in a good time. Yeah, don't sound so surprised, huh, partner? They've made it this far to the ultimate challenge, the Wipeout Zone.
Yep, it is the Wipeout Zone coming up. It certainly is much easier, and actually one more thing I'd like to say. Unlike the first game, you could actually skip through obstacles without having to transition. How much better is that? Well, I'd say, a lot better. Definitely.
Our Wipeout Zone. I like it so much, I can tell I'm gonna like what I see before I even see it. Gotcha.
Gotcha,
Say hello to
Henson.
the spiked whackers. And be polite or they will flip out. Here's a little something we call the Piston Punch. It hits first and asks questions later. Let's see what Joe Wagner's up to down on the course.
Ready to play? Jump up.
Now, I think they're giving you a little sneak peek of what's going on. They don't show you all the obstacles. Still not too bad, though.
Just blew ahead again.
Whoa, 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 whoa. One more wave for good measures, and we're through. Well, almost through. One more wave. There we go. Next obstacle. This one definitely gets harder. Because here you have to put up with one of these things. And boy, do they make you fly back.
Down he goes into the water. Well, this course is sink or swim, Johnny.
Alright. But since you jump on the moon, you don't really have to worry about jumping right into them. But you do have to worry about not being itchy right over here. Because you'll really want to scratch. Alright, I got it. From this point on, things get a lot easier. Well, at least for there. Now we got these springs up here. Now, like the first game, you could shake the Wii remote to get your balance down. Now here we are on the next obstacle. The last time I did it, I had to skip it by accident. And that's pretty much the entire thing, actually. So there we go.
Wow, I just delivered an amazing time on the course.
Yes, you did.
Now you're going to be impossible to work.
So there we go. I got the best time.
I've got John Anderson down here with me, who's our big $50,000 prize winner.
Now compare that to the first game. In the first game, you had no idea how much money they were giving you. All John Henson said at the beginning was, a big bag of cash awaits the winner. But here, they don't really tell you until the end, but still, they're still telling you how much money it is. Not much of a big deal, but I'm glad they followed the show much more than they did with the first game. Now, let's carry on.
Hey, Anderson, was this in your contract?
Not a chance. This win was all athletic prowess. Don't look so surprised, Jill. The contestants fought like warriors and deserve all the credit in the world. Well, just because they get the credit doesn't mean they get the cash. Just the way it works here, John. Thanks for joining us. See you next time on Wipeout. Oh, and good night and big balls.
Now, let's compare that to the first game. Only once in my entire life have I heard John Henson say goodnight, big balls. But here, they actually say it after every episode. They almost never say it at the end of the first game. So this is a huge, huge improvement over the first game. I would most likely definitely recommend this game much more than the other one. Wipeout 2 is totally worth the money. And also, one other thing I'd like to point out is that the first game was ported to the DS. The one on the Wii was rated...
Hello, America, and
hold on
welcome
a second.
once again to Wipeout.
The version of the first game on the Wii was rated... It was rated E10 for ages 10 and up, but the DS version was rated E for everyone. Well, up with that. So yeah, let's see if I unlocked anybody.
One contestant still standing in the end will walk away with $50,000.
So no, I didn't unlock anybody yet, but I think you have to play the winter stages. But let me tell you,
They have to take on the wildest obstacle course ever.
enter at your own risk. You saw some of the sample courses like that one in the background. They aren't as easy as they look. They're really hard. As you see, I don't have episode 8 yet, because it's been a while since I've played this. But overall, I really enjoyed this game. Now, on to the analysis of the game. So, yeah, I never expected a game like Wipeout to be as good as it was. I was certainly expecting the game to be much worse, and well, I guess they learned their lesson. After all, they made the Call of Duty games, so I guess they were trying to make it a little bit better. Much like the Call of Duty games are really good. So yeah. Now keep in mind, one thing I'd also like to point out about both these two games is that you cannot use your Mii's. However, as bad as Wipeout in the Zone on Xbox 360 was, you could actually use your Kinect avatars on that game, which really makes me jealous, but it's not really that much of a big deal, because I always have just as much fun playing as the developers, hosts, etc. of the show. I always have fun playing as those guys. You saw me play as John Henson, John Anderson in both of those games. So yeah, I never really expected a game like this to be much better. So to my dear friends Connor and Alex, oh, sorry about that. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'd also like to thank everybody else for watching. For Connor, Alex, and all of my viewers, thank you very much for watching. And this is TF32 saying good night and big balls.